Do-hyun sat at his desk in the great Galactic library, staring at his screen with growing confusion. As a junior archivist, his job was simple: update the database entries for different star systems. It was usually boring work, but today was different. "This has to be wrong," he muttered, adjusting his standard-issue data glasses. The entry for the Sol system, specifically its third planet, Earth, carried the highest danger rating he had ever seen. Even more strange, it had almost no explanation attached to it. The white walls of his office seemed to close in as he leaned closer to the floating display. Most dangerous planets had long lists explaining why they were classified that way. Some had deadly atmospheres, others had aggressive predators, a few had powerful natural disasters. But Earth's entry just showed 5 red warning symbols, and the words, "Don't even think about it," in bold letters. Do-hyun checked the system again. Everything else looked normal. A yellow star, 8 planets. Nothing special. He had processed thousands of similar systems this week alone, but none had warnings like this. He decided to ask his superior about it. Walking down the long white corridor, he found Jae-yun in her office. She was an older archivist who had worked in the library for over 50 years. "Excuse me, senior archivist," Do-hyun said, bowing slightly. "I found something strange in the database." Jae-yun looked up from her work, her silver hair neatly arranged in the traditional style of senior archivists. "What is it?" "It's about Earth. The warning level seems wrong. It's higher than even the deadly gas giants in the Proxima system." Jae-yun's face changed immediately. Her usual calm expression turned serious. "Earth, you should leave that entry alone." "But why?" "There's no explanation. It doesn't make sense. It's just a planet with basic life forms." Jae-yun stood up and closed her office door. "Listen carefully, Do-hyun. Some things in the database are classified this way for good reasons. Earth is one of them. But as archivists, isn't it our job to make sure information is correct and complete? Sometimes, keeping information minimal is the safest choice." Jae-yun sat back down and began working again, clearly wanting to end the conversation. Do-hyun returned to his office, but he couldn't focus. His training taught him that proper documentation was essential. Every classification needed clear reasons. It was a basic rule of the Great Library. Making sure no one was watching, he started searching deeper in the database. He had high-level access as an archivist, even if he was junior. There had to be more information somewhere. He found his first clue in an old report. It was marked as highly classified, but his access allowed him to read it. The report mentioned a research ship that visited Earth about 50 years ago. The ship was one of the most advanced in the galaxy. It never returned. As he dug deeper, he found more strange reports. Stories about Earth that didn't make sense. Advanced alien species avoiding the planet. Warning messages from different civilizations. All of them seemed afraid of this one, seemingly ordinary world. Do-hyun saved everything he found to his personal device. He knew he should probably stop looking. Jae-yun's warning was clear, but his curiosity was too strong. Something big had happened with Earth, something that scared even the most powerful species in the galaxy. As he prepared to leave for the day, his screen suddenly showed a new message. Someone had accessed his search history. They knew what he had been looking for. The message was simple: "Report to the High Council tomorrow morning. Bring your findings about Earth." Do-hyun sat back in his chair, his heart beating fast. In all his years as an archivist, he had never been called to the High Council. Nobody at his level ever was. He looked at Earth's entry one more time. "Don't even think about it," glowed brightly on his screen. Now he wondered if he should have followed that advice. Captain Hee-jun stood proudly on the bridge of the Stellar Explorer, the most advanced warship in the Galactic fleet. The year was 2157, and his mission was simple: make first contact with Earth. No one expected any problems. After all, Earth was just beginning to explore its own solar system. "Captain, we are approaching Earth's moon," reported his navigation officer. Their primitive scanning systems haven't detected us yet. Hajun smiled. His ship had the best cloaking technology in the galaxy. Even advanced civilizations couldn't detect it. These humans, with their basic space stations and chemical rockets, had no chance of seeing them coming. Begin the standard first contact procedure, Hajun ordered. Let's show them how vast the galaxy really is. The Stellar Explorer moved closer to Earth, its massive hull reflecting the sun's light. It was bigger than anything humans had ever built in space. The ship carried enough weapons to conquer a small solar system, though they were only for defense. The Galactic Council never started fights. "Sir, we're picking up some strange signals," the sensor operator said. "They seem to be coming from Earth's surface." Hajun wasn't worried. Probably their primitive communication systems. Nothing to worry about. Suddenly, all the ship's alarms started ringing. Red lights flashed everywhere. "Captain, multiple objects approaching at high speed." The sensor operator's voice was filled with fear. "They're coming from hidden bases on the moon." Hajun couldn't believe it. The humans weren't supposed to have anything on the moon. His crew had checked carefully before approaching. "Show me." The main screen displayed several small ships rushing toward them. They looked simple, almost crude compared to the Stellar Explorer, but they were fast, much faster than they should be. "They can't harm us," Hajun said confidently. "Our shields can stop anything." The human ships fired their weapons. They were simple missiles, powered by chemical engines. The crew of the Stellar Explorer actually laughed. Such basic weapons couldn't possibly. The first missile hit. Then another. And another. The mighty shields of the Stellar Explorer, which could stop energy weapons and plasma blasts, had a fatal weakness. They were designed to block advanced weapons, not the simple kinetic force of chemical explosions. "Shields failing," someone shouted. "These primitives are using some kind of nuclear devices." Hajun couldn't understand what was happening. How did the humans know they were coming? How did they build those moon bases without anyone noticing? Why did their simple weapons work so well? "Send a message to the Galactic Council," he ordered. Tell them we were wrong about Earth." More missiles hit the ship. Systems started failing. The proud Stellar Explorer, pride of the Galactic Fleet, was being defeated by a species that hadn't even reached Mars yet. "Sir, they're sending us a message," the communication officer said, surprised. "Play it," Hajun ordered. A calm human voice filled the bridge. "Attention alien vessel. This is Earth Defense Command. Your presence has been monitored since you entered our solar system. Your weapons are tracked. Your shields are failing. Retreat immediately or be destroyed. This is your only warning." Hajun gave the order to retreat. As the damaged Stellar Explorer limped away from Earth, he recorded his final mission log. "First contact with Earth has failed. We severely underestimated them. They have hidden capabilities far beyond their apparent technology level. Most concerning is not their weapons, but their preparation. They knew we were coming. They were ready. Earth is not a primitive world discovering space. It is a fortress, waiting for us. The Galactic Council must be warned." The Stellar Explorer made it back to Council space, but the damage was severe. The most advanced ship in the galaxy had been defeated by what everyone thought was a primitive species. When Hajun presented his report to the Council, they made their first entry in Earth's file. "Approach with extreme caution." It was the beginning of Earth's reputation in the galaxy, but it was only the beginning. Sang Mai stood before the Galactic Council, her research notes floating in front of her. As a xenoanthropologist, she had studied many species across the galaxy, but none had confused her like humans. "Honorable Council members," she began, "my team has completed our study of human biology and psychology. Our findings are concerning." The Council chamber was silent. After the first contact incident, everyone wanted to understand more about humans. Sang Mai's research had taken 5 years, analyzing human data from a safe distance. "First, let me explain human physical capabilities," she continued. Humans appear weak compared to many species. They cannot fly. They have no natural weapons. Their muscles are not particularly strong, but they have one trait that makes them unique. They never stop. She showed videos of human athletic events, marathon runners continuing for hours, swimmers crossing vast oceans, climbers scaling mountains without equipment. Most species in the galaxy evolved to conserve energy, Sangmai explained. They rest when tired. They stop when hurt. Humans do not. They keep going even when their bodies tell them to stop. We have never seen anything like it. One council member interrupted. But surely their bodies have limits. That is another strange thing, Sangmei replied. Humans can survive injuries that would kill most species. They heal in ways we don't understand. Their bodies adapt to almost any condition. She showed more data. Humans living in extreme cold and heat. Humans surviving terrible accidents. Humans recovering from injuries that should be fatal. But physical traits are only part of the story, Sangmei continued. Their minds are even more remarkable. Humans have an ability we've never seen before. They imagine things that don't exist, and then they make them real. The council chamber filled with murmurs. This was not a normal trait among species. Other species invent things based on need. Humans invent things simply because they can imagine them. They create stories about impossible things, and then they work until these impossible things become possible. Sangmei showed examples. Ancient human stories about flying machines, written long before airplanes existed. Tales of space travel from before they had rockets. Stories of devices that could talk to each other across vast distances, written centuries before their internet. And there is one more thing, Sangmei said quietly. Something that truly sets them apart. Humans become stronger when threatened. She explained how most species became weaker under pressure. They made mistakes when scared, but humans, they became more focused, more determined, more dangerous. We found records of human military units continuing to fight even when completely surrounded, of injured humans protecting others despite their wounds, of small groups defeating much larger forces through sheer determination. The council was silent again, but now it was a worried silence. My conclusion is this: humans are not powerful because of their technology or their strength. They are powerful because they do not accept limitations. When we tell them something is impossible, they take it as a challenge. When we try to stop them, they push harder. Sangmei finished her presentation with a final warning. If the galaxy tries to contain humans, they will resist. If we try to control them, they will break free. And if we try to fight them, she paused, they will fight back harder than any species we have ever encountered. After she finished, the council immediately upgraded Earth's danger classification. They added a new note to the file. Human determination levels exceed all known parameters. Conflict not recommended. As Sangmei left the chamber, she thought about everything she had learned about humans. She was glad they were far away from her home world. But she also wondered what amazing things they might achieve if the galaxy gave them a chance instead of fearing them. Taiwan had never felt comfortable in the military archives. As a diplomatic officer, he preferred peaceful solutions. But the council had given him an important task: study Earth's military history. He needed to understand how humans fought their wars. The archive room was dark and quiet. Taiwan sat at his desk, surrounded by historical records from Earth. What he found made him more uneasy with each passing hour. "Computer, show me human weapons development," he commanded. The screen in front of him filled with images. He started taking notes. In just 300 years, he wrote, humans went from simple gunpowder weapons to nuclear bombs. No other species has advanced so quickly. But it wasn't just the speed that worried him. It was how humans thought about weapons. Every peaceful discovery they made somehow became a tool for war. He found records of human scientists who discovered radiation while trying to help sick people. Within years, they had built atomic bombs. They invented computers to solve math problems. then used them to guide missiles. They studied germs to cure diseases, then learned how to make biological weapons. Most concerning, he wrote in his report, is their habit of turning everyday items into weapons. They take simple tools and make them dangerous. Even their games teach them about war. Taiwan watched videos of human children playing strategy games. Building blocks became fortress walls. Simple toys became pretend weapons. Even their sports looked like battle training. They are always preparing, he wrote, always thinking about how to fight better, even when they are at peace. He found something else strange. Humans kept detailed records of their wars, but not to celebrate victories. They studied their mistakes. They learned from their defeats. Each loss made them stronger. Computer, show me Earth's current military technology, he ordered. The screen showed modern human weapons. They were not as advanced as galactic weapons, but they were different, unpredictable. Humans didn't follow normal patterns of weapon design. Taiwan remembered something his teacher once said. Advanced species build elegant weapons. Humans build effective ones. He found examples of this everywhere. While other species made complex energy shields, humans simply made their armor thicker. While others built sophisticated targeting systems, humans made weapons that didn't need careful aim. They preferred simple solutions that couldn't easily fail. Near the end of his research, Taiwan found recordings of human soldiers training. They were practicing fighting against advanced alien technology. The humans hadn't met aliens yet, but they were already preparing for that fight. Final conclusion, he wrote in his report. Humans do not think about war the way other species do. They do not wait for threats to appear. They imagine every possible threat and prepare for it. They turn everything they learn into a potential weapon. Most importantly, they never stop improving their abilities to fight. He sent his report to the Council with one last note. Recommend extreme caution in any military action against Earth. Humans do not fight to win. They fight to make sure their enemies never want to fight them again. That evening, Taiwan left the archives feeling troubled. He had studied many species' military histories before. But humans were different. They didn't see war as glorious or honorable. They saw it as a problem to solve. And humans, he had learned, were very good at solving problems. The Council read his report the next day. They added another warning to Earth's file. Military capability exceeds apparent technology level. Extreme caution advised. Security analyst Minna frowned at her screens in the Galactic Defense Center. She had spent months investigating a disturbing pattern. Failed invasion attempts of Earth. Each case revealed something that made the planet even more dangerous than previously thought. The first case was from the Stellar Federation, an advanced civilization that had tried to establish a secret base on Mars. They had planned to study Earth from there. Minna pulled up their final report. Base construction proceeded as planned, she read aloud. Then Earth's primitive satellites changed direction. They detected our presence despite our advanced cloaking technology. Within days, human spacecraft approached Mars. They had no right to have such capabilities. We abandoned the base before they arrived. Minna noted how quickly humans had spotted the intruders. But the next case worried her even more. The Centauri Alliance had attempted a small invasion of Earth's Arctic region, believing it too remote for humans to defend. The humans knew we were coming, the Centauri report stated. They had built hidden bases under the ice. Their weapons were primitive but effective. Most concerning, they recovered pieces of our damaged ships. Within months, they had copied some of our technology. We cannot risk another encounter. That pattern kept repeating. Every species that attacked Earth left behind pieces of advanced technology. The humans studied each piece and learned from it. They didn't just copy the technology. They improved it, finding new ways to use it that the original inventors hadn't considered. Minna opened another file. This time, it was a failed attempt to infiltrate human military bases. The report was barely 2 paragraphs long. Humans have designed their military systems to be impossible to control remotely. They use simple, manual controls that our advanced technology cannot interface with. They are not primitive. They are deliberately making their technology hard to hijack. She leaned back in her chair, thinking about what she had discovered. Other species tried to make their technology more advanced. Humans made their technology more reliable. Other species aimed for elegant solutions. Humans prepared for everything to go wrong. The most recent case was the most frightening. A highly advanced species had tried to disable Earth's defenses with a computer virus. The humans not only stopped the attack, they traced it back to its source. They sent a reply message that made the alien civilization's leaders very nervous. "Nice try. We've learned a lot from your code. Thanks for the lessons." Minna wrote her final report for the Council. Each attempt to subdue Earth has made them stronger. They learn from every attack. They adapt faster than any species we have encountered. Most importantly, they remember everything. They use every encounter to prepare for the next one. She added a personal note at the end. Earth's apparent technological level is deceiving. They appear less advanced than they are because they choose to be. They prefer technology they can rely on over technology that merely looks impressive. We must assume they are more capable than they appear. The council chamber was silent as they read her report. One council member finally spoke. "How many invasion attempts have failed?" "At least 15, Minna replied. "Those are only the ones we know about. There might be more, species that failed so badly they were too embarrassed to report it." The council updated Earth's file again. The new warning was simple but clear. This species becomes more dangerous with each attempted invasion. Direct conflict will result in rapid technological advancement by human forces. Avoid all hostile actions. As Minna left the council chamber, she wondered what other surprises Earth had in store. One thing was certain. Anyone who tried to attack Earth wouldn't just fail. They would make humanity even stronger than before. The Grand Council chamber had never been so full. Representatives from every major galactic civilization had gathered for an emergency session. Council member Yungai stood at the central podium, his formal robes gleaming under the chamber's lights. "Honorable members of the council," he began, "we must discuss Earth's classification. Recent events have shown that our current approach is insufficient." The chamber's massive screens displayed all the collected data about Earth. Failed invasion attempts, surprising technological advances, unusual biological capabilities. Each report painted a clearer picture of humanity's potential threat. "We have 3 options," Yumge continued. "First, we could attempt to contain Earth. Second, we could try to guide their development. Third, we could leave them completely alone." A representative from the Stellar Federation stood up. "Containment is impossible. They would detect any barriers we build. We learned that lesson on Mars." "Guidance has also proven difficult," added another council member. "They advance in unexpected ways. They take our simplest technologies and find military applications we never imagined." Yunge nodded. "This brings me to my main concern. Earth's development is not following normal patterns. When most species reach space, they seek trade and cultural exchange. Humans are different. They prepare for war." He showed images of Earth's space stations. They looked peaceful, but careful analysis revealed hidden weapon systems. Their satellites appeared to be for communication, but could quickly become weapons platforms. "Most concerning is their rate of advancement," Yumge explained. "In the time we have watched them, they have solved problems that took other species centuries to figure out. They do not follow the expected path of technological development." The chamber erupted in worried discussion. One delegate asked, "Are they a threat to galactic peace?" Yungai considered his answer carefully. "They could be, but they could also become valuable allies. Humans have qualities we have never seen before. They compete fiercely among themselves, yet unite instantly against outside threats. They wage terrible wars, yet show remarkable kindness. They destroy their environment, yet work tirelessly to save it." He displayed more data. "Their greatest strength is not their weapons or their technology. It is their ability to imagine possibilities. When they face a problem, they do not try one solution. They try every solution they can think of, all at once. They call this innovation. The council members watched in silence as Jungge showed examples of human innovation. Problems that had taken other species multiple generations to solve, humans had solved in decades. Not because they were smarter, but because they tried thousands of different approaches simultaneously. My recommendation is this, Jungge said firmly. We should classify Earth as a do not engage zone. Not because they are hostile, but because any interaction with them could have unexpected consequences. They learn too quickly. They adapt too well. They turn every encounter, peaceful or hostile, into an opportunity to become stronger. The council voted. The decision was unanimous. Earth's classification would be upgraded to the highest level of caution. The official recommendation would be simple. Don't even think about it. As the session ended, Jungge added one final note to Earth's file. This species represents both the greatest potential threat and the greatest potential ally our civilization has ever encountered. Their future development will significantly impact the galaxy. Treat with extreme caution. The council members left the chamber that day with mixed feelings. They had just classified an entire planet as too dangerous to approach. Yet many of them couldn't help but admire humanity's unique qualities. They just hoped those qualities would be used for peace rather than war when humans finally joined the galactic community. The Galactic Council's security system was considered perfect. No unauthorized ship could pass through the defensive barriers. No unknown vessel could approach the council station. The system had worked flawlessly for over 1,000 years. Until today. The alert sirens broke the usual calm of the council station. Security Chief Benoit rushed to the control center, his face pale with worry. "Report," he commanded. "Sir, an unknown ship just appeared inside our defense perimeter," his officer replied. It's impossible. They didn't break through our shields. They just appeared, as if they had always been there." The ship was small by galactic standards. It was clearly of human design, with none of the elegant curves that marked advanced galactic vessels. Instead, it looked functional, almost simple. "Incoming transmission," announced the communication officer. The main screen activated. A human stood there, wearing a simple dark suit. He smiled politely at the camera. "Greetings," he said. "I am Ambassador Jinwoo from Earth. We request permission to dock." The control room fell silent. Earth wasn't supposed to have ships capable of reaching the council station. They weren't supposed to know the station existed. Yet here they were. Security Chief Benoit followed protocol and contacted the council. Within minutes, an emergency session convened. The human ship waited patiently, floating just outside the station. "How did they find us?" one council member asked. "How did they get through our defenses?" Ambassador Jinwoo's voice came through again, still perfectly calm. "If you're wondering about your defenses, we found 7 different ways to bypass them. We chose the method that would cause the least disruption to your systems. We believe in being polite." The council members looked at each other in shock. The humans hadn't just defeated their security. They had found multiple ways to do it and chosen the most courteous option. Finally, they granted permission to dock. Ambassador Jinwoo walked into the council chamber alone, without guards. He carried no visible weapons. His smile remained polite and friendly. "Honorable members of the council," he began, "Earth has known about your presence for some time. We have monitored your observations of our planet. We have studied the remains of various attempted incursions into our solar system. We have learned much." The council chamber remained silent as Jinwoo continued. "We understand your concerns about Earth. We know you find us unpredictable and potentially dangerous. But we wish to offer a simple choice. We can be either your greatest allies or your worst nightmare. The decision is yours." One council member found their voice. "Is that a threat, Ambassador?" Jinwoo's smile didn't waver. "Not at all. It's an observation. Earth seeks peaceful cooperation with the galactic community. We have much to offer, but we will not be controlled, contained, or limited. We have proven this several times already, I believe. He placed a small device on the council table. It projected a hologram showing various human achievements that the council didn't know about. Technological advances they had kept hidden. Defensive capabilities they had never revealed. This is a small demonstration of what we can do, Jinwoo explained. We prefer to use our abilities for peace and progress, but we will defend ourselves if necessary. The choice of how to proceed is yours. The council understood the message clearly. The humans were not asking for permission to join the galactic community. They were announcing their presence and offering friendship, while demonstrating they didn't actually need the council's approval. As Ambassador Jinwoo left the chamber that day, he left behind a very different council. They had thought they were deciding Earth's fate. Instead, Earth had come to decide its own path in the galaxy. Do-hyun sat at his desk in the Great Galactic Library, just as he had when this story began. But now he had a different task, writing Earth's final classification entry. The Council had given him this responsibility after his initial discovery led to all these revelations. He looked at his screen, fingers hovering over the input panel. How could he summarize everything they had learned about humans? How could he explain why Earth deserved its unique classification? Junior Archivist, a voice called. Do-hyun looked up to see Jae-yun, his superior, entering his office. The council requires the new classification entry today. Do-hyun nodded. I understand, but I want to make sure it's complete. We can't risk another misunderstanding about Earth's capabilities. He began to write, choosing his words carefully. The entry needed to be clear enough for anyone to understand, yet detailed enough to convey the full importance of the warning. Species classification: human, Earth. Threat level: maximum. Status: active engagement prohibited. Special designation: don't even think about it. Do-hyun paused, then continued with the detailed explanation. Earth represents a unique case in galactic classification. While their current technology appears less advanced than many spacefaring civilizations, their development pattern defies standard models. Key characteristics include: 1. Unprecedented adaptation speed. Humans learn from every encounter, hostile or peaceful, and rapidly implement improvements to their technology and strategies. 2. Innovative problem solving. Humans approach challenges from multiple angles simultaneously, leading to unexpected solutions and rapid advancement. 3. Psychological resilience. When faced with superior force or technology, humans become more determined rather than submitting. 4. Hidden capabilities. Earth maintains significant technological and military capabilities beyond their apparent development level. Warning: any hostile action against Earth will result in immediate defensive response, rapid technological advancement, long-term strategic consequences, potential unified human resistance. Jae-yun rayed over his shoulder. You should add something about diplomatic contact, she suggested. Do-hyun nodded and added another section. Diplomatic advisory. Earth has demonstrated both the ability and willingness to engage in peaceful relations. However, they have also shown they cannot be coerced or controlled. Diplomatic approach must be based on mutual respect and equal standing. Recommended protocol: no military action, no technological restrictions, no attempted containment, direct diplomatic engagement only. Treat as equal partner regardless of apparent technology level. As Do-hyun finished the entry, he remembered how this had started. A simple database anomaly had led to the discovery of humanity's true nature. Now he understood why the original entry had been so brief. Sometimes, the shortest warnings were the most important. He added one final note. This classification is not based on current human capabilities, but on their demonstrated potential for rapid advancement and adaptation. Any species considering interaction with Earth should ask themselves one question: are you prepared for humans to learn from that interaction and potentially surpass you? If the answer is no, refer to primary classification. Don't even think about it. Do-hyun submitted the entry. The database accepted it immediately, updating Earth's file across the galaxy. From now on, any species accessing information about Earth would receive this clear warning about humanity's unique nature. "Well done," Jae-hyun said, reading the final version. "You've managed to explain why Earth is dangerous without making humans sound like enemies." "Because they're not enemies," Do-hyun replied. "They're just human. And that's exactly what makes them so remarkable." The entry glowed on his screen, its warning clear to all who would read it. Earth had earned its place in galactic records not through conquest or technology, but by simply being unlike anything the galaxy had seen before.